Here is the app that I've created called Home Cooked Meals, which serves as an app that lets you store your own recipes on the app. I will run the emulator first and show you the app. Later on, I will then discuss the code that I used to create the app. As you can see here, I added a splash screen effect. And I also added it in a startup activity, which is very simple, as I follow the steps from activities which we learned in our practicals during our 7 weeks so far. And here's the list to where I'll be adding in my place marks and such. As you can see, I can add a dish, I can edit a dish, I can also cancel, and I can also add a list. I have not as of yet added in the delete function, but will hope to implement it soon when the next practical is given to us. Here I'll discuss how I created my app. I followed steps up to the models practical in our practical classes. I changed placemark to planner to suit my app as it was a meal planner, and I changed the colors and fonts to suit my app, and I also added in a recipe string on top of the title and description string, as I felt those 3 strings were enough for what I needed for part 1 of my assignment. Here is the code that I used to create my splash screen activity. I added a splash screen activity Kotlin file, XML layout, and changed my manifest. I created a new empty activity first and set the splash screen activity as my launcher, as it will be the first screen appearing. As you can see in here, the class splash screen activity has a splash timeout of 3 seconds, which I did not change due to the fact that it was long enough for what I needed. And this will go into the startup activity, which will be the next activity that I implemented in after splash screen. In here, in the splash screen layout file, I changed the icon, the text, the colors, and the progress bar. These are all very simple to do. As you can see here, the background color I changed to white. Home Cooked Meals text, kept the size, and such. I added in a book JPEG from my drawable folders. And here's the manifest XML which I used for my launcher. And here's where I imported in my startup activity to come straight after the 3 seconds of the splash screen when it was finished. The next part was creating a startup activity page, which was very straightforward as I followed the steps when the activities practical from our labs. I added in a simplistic toolbar on top, which I hope to add more to assignment 2, a background picture, and a button called My Recipe Book that links into my planner list activity page. As you can see here, I have my recipe book button, with my recipe book written down, the ID for the button. Up here I have toolbar, and I also have my background. And here's the activity file itself, where I've named the startup activity, function on create, the file mStartActionButton, and once it's clicked from startup activity, we'll go into planner list activity. The hardest part of this assignment, which I will discuss now, was adding in a spinner, which I implemented through my planner activity Kotlin file, my adapter, my activity model Kotlin file, and card planner activity, or layouts I should say, for these two. I used several different videos and attempts over the past week and a half trying to figure out this, and each video led to the same issue, to where anytime I went into my dish and clicked main, starter, dessert, any of those, and saved meal, or added a dish as time, the output would not come out and display on the planner list. Many of us found this hard and was able to figure it out due to help with the class. I still am a bit unsure on what has occurred that makes it work now, as what I did before was very similar but still did not work, and same for a lot of other people. As here you can see, I have variable equals category of my array, type of dish, starter, main, dessert, as you can see here. I named my next variable planner type, find your view by ID planner type, which you'll see now in my activity planner. ID planner type for spinner. I next then create an adapter for my planner type and on listener as well. I then also put it into my if statement down below for when I was saving or adding a dish at the time. In here in my planner adapter, you can see that I added in item view planner type below, my constructor, and then in here in my activity planner I added a spinner and have a set as a drop down such, and in my model data class I have it as a variable type string as well, and in my card planner then I have it as ID type layout of it being blue, the text color for when it displays, just to make it stand out. I changed, and also throughout my app I also changed the font family and the style of text to italic and monospace. Thank you for watching.